zum wiederholten Male hier auf der European Tour mit dabei. Er stand schon einmal in der zweiten Runde und genau dort will er ein weiteres Mal hin. Herzlich willkommen, Horvat Allenstein! Horvat Allenstein trifft auf einen Mann aus Kassel. Er war bei der Weltmeisterschaft 2017 im legendären Alexandra Palace mit dabei. Er hat schon ein Viertelfinale auf der European Tour gespielt und das im vergangenen Jahr. Gestern in der Qualifikation, da gewann er das finale Match gegen den Maximizer Max Hopp knapp mit 6:5. Auch auf ihn dürfen wir uns freuen, auf Bratzo Dragutin Horvat!
An all-German encounter in the penultimate game of the night as Dragutin Horvat takes on Robert Allenstein for a place in the second round of the Happy Bet European Darts Open. Rob Cross awaits the winner of this one. Rob Cross into the seeded positions on the European Tour after a stunning start to his life as a professional dart player. And Horvat and Allenstein, whoever wins this one, will be a distant second favourite. Horvat has already seen the sponsor tag start peeling off his shirt. Not an ideal start for the man nicknamed Bratzo. The Volcano is Robert Allenstein's nickname, and you're going to see why if he starts hitting some big shots, because even though the embrace between these two sort of betrayed the fact that they've got a bit of respect and they may well be good friends, Allenstein, he's a bit of a live wire on stage when he gets going. He's an entertaining watch, and it's not just a little pinky that he sticks out when he throws either. Dan Dawson in the commentary box for this one. Paul Nicholson alongside me for this all-German encounter.
He's called the Volcano.
He is called the Volcano.
Well, the shirt he's wearing, not so much Volcano, but Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe he's wearing it because it's matching the table.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Dragutin to throw first. Game on.
I am Dragutin. He's going to have the throw in the opening leg of the match. Dragutin Horvat, a man who has made a quarter-final on the European Tour before now.
59.
I remember that day well, Dan. Risa.
Yep.
September last year. What a day that was.
Yeah,
well, the Friday, the Saturday and the Sunday.
140.
Well, he did it by throwing a succession of 90-plus averages. Dragutin Horvat is a player, and he managed to win through the German qualifier
55.
to get through to the World Championship as well. So we saw him play there. He was in the first round that he was knocked out, having beaten Boris Koltsov in the prelim. Horvat didn't make it any further than that, of course. He was beaten 3-0 by Simon Whitlock.
45.
Well, of course, after that day in Risa, he invented the word Horvated. Because when you get beat by Dragutin, you're essentially Horvated.
That is it. Pretty Ronseal does what it says on the tin. This one hasn't really caught light yet.
Both of them got a bit of a pinky going on here. It's a battle of the pinkies.
Big fan of Allenstein, who, when he throws, purses his lips together so hard, it looks like he's trying to eat his own face with his bottom lip. Quite the look.
60. Robert, you require 102.
Yes. Double 18.
66.
Misses outside, but he's going to come back. He gave himself a chance there. The old 10 or the 6 would have given himself a decent double.
I think the bookies would probably have had Horvat a slight favourite here. But at the moment, looks like Allenstein's just playing that little bit better.
First leg.
And that proves it. Steady 17 dart like the start.
Robert to throw first.
That's good enough to break in the first leg.
Yeah, Allenstein only won one game on the European Tour before now. He beat Steve Hine in a deciding leg.
85.
That was when he appeared at the German Darts Championship in Hildesheim the back end of last year. He had already appeared in Sindelfingen as Horvat.
127.
Well, came down from the 19s, was some way off, but the first two darts were good.
I remember Robert Allenstein's victory that day, and the celebration was more memorable
140.
than anything else, really, because he really did give it some afterwards. And why not?
140.
Horvat beginning to find his range. A couple of treble 20s in each of his last two visits. Oh, now then. Allenstein with the first 180.
Let's face facts. German darts is getting better all the time. These guys are...
45. Robert, you
You could
require 96.
qualify them as real road-worthy competitors. They've qualified on numerous occasions now.
Well, this is it. I mean, the
36.
infrastructure, it takes a while, doesn't it? We've been coming to Germany on the European tour for a good 5 years now, and it's grown and grown and grown. They keep putting more events in Germany. From my
100.
understanding,
Oh,
is they want to
60.
broaden it out and make the European tour more of a Europe-wide tour and introduce countries like Denmark, which will happen next year. Double 10 for Allenstein for 2-0. Double 10. There it
On the
is,
second
15
leg.
darter for
Robert
Allenstein. He's averaging around about
Third leg
94 at the
distributed
minute.
for first.
Good
Game on.
stuff. But the fact is, it takes a while for it to take hold. And
83.
over the last few years, we've seen now there's an established German Super League that they play, where the best players in Germany are competing on a regular basis. They obviously have opportunities to compete on the big stage here.
140.
A lot of people question the number of host nation qualifying places on offer, but the thing is, with the success of darts in Germany
140.
and the fans that are turning up in their thousands, not just at these events, 1 in 6 tickets sold at the World Championship were to German fans who flew over to Ali Pali. You're hearing
121.
German dart songs being sung at Alexandra Palace. I mean, probably, significant numbers of the rest of the audience must have been wondering what the heck they were singing.
108.
That's a maximum for Dragutin Horvat to leave himself a two-darter.
Allenstein will be looking to do the same, but will not.
46.
So Horvat
Dragutin, you require 98.
got options. He doesn't tend to think about these things too much, just goes and hits them.
On the third leg.
And that's exactly what he's done.
Well, I think it's Robert to throw
It's not the
first.
last time the spotter will not keep up with Dragutin Horvat, because that's what he does.
Yeah, he does not mess around, Dragutin Horvat,
60.
but we're now seeing the growth of this game, and the fans are certainly there. They need the infrastructure and they need the players. And of course, we've seen Martin Schindler grow as a player, put in his career best performance last weekend. All right, didn't go well for him today. Still a young player with potential. As Allenstein fires in a second maximum. That's 3 in the game now. 2 for Allenstein, 1 for Horvat.
So we really now have to look at the other guys and see who else is getting better, because we've got the established Max Hopp, the established Martin Schindler. Now, who's going to join them? Well, I see real improvement in Allenstein tonight.
140.
Whether that's because he's playing someone that he knows very well and he doesn't feel like there's any additional pressure. But maybe it's his
60.
time to just
Robert, you require
shoot a little further
121.
forward. Because at the moment, 9 darts thrown, 1-2-1 left. That's excellent darts.
54.
Missing the bullseye with that last one, but not the end of the world, with Horvat back on 2-4-4 and not putting that much of a dent in it. But it doesn't take that long
83.
for a player to come from absolutely
67.
nowhere and become world class. You're probably talking about 5 years. 8 for Allenstein. And this is as well as Robert Allenstein has played on a PDC stage. This is strong stuff from the Volcano. You can see just a little bit of a celebration there. He's keeping a lid on things at the moment.
140.
He knows the job is only half done.
What was your assessment of Christian Bunze earlier?
Well, I mean, he certainly looks like a player with potential. Bunze playing in his very
96.
first game on a PDC stage. He'd only won 50 quid prior to this weekend, and he
95.
gave Jerry Hendricks a game. Couple of ton-plus checkouts. Seemed to handle the occasion pretty well, obviously. Didn't get the result he
55.
wanted. But the sheer number of people in Germany who are now exposed to the game and watching it.
99.
People playing in their garages and in their lounges and living rooms at home and their bedrooms at home. Only takes 2 or 3 years of doing that, and then the opportunities are there. Now they have this infrastructure in place for them to work their way up. Then we could be seeing more genuine
79.
contenders to be part of the PDC Tour. And it only takes one world-class player that can be a focal point for German darts. And it could grow even further. I mean, the money that is coming into the game from fans in Germany is making all the PDC players richer. Does he go for it? He thought about it.
56.
Decided against it in the end. Dragutin Horvat leaves double 16.
Well, considering where Allenstein was in this leg, I think that's the wise thing to do.
100. Dragutin Uruguay 32.
Gives the cameraman a chance to actually look at what he's going for this time. Double 8. It's awkward. It's over the top, maybe? Yeah, perfect shot. Very clever and mature darts from Dragutin Horvat. A lot of people would have just been stubborn and stayed there and tried to fit it in the bottom and make themselves look clever. But I like the fact that he was thinking about it. He saw that there was a gap over the top and he went for it and he hit it. Very, very clever indeed.
60.
Another thing we should address with German darts as well, Dan, is the fact that I think there's a seismic shift happening with people switching from soft-tip darts to steel-tip darts in this country. Because if you go to pubs and clubs around Germany, they're filled with soft-tip boards,
40.
which German people love to play. But now, more of them are playing steel-tip. Now, if you look at the end of Robert Allenstein's darts, he uses these barrels all the time.
96.
But they're the kind of dart where you can actually change the tips. So you can use the barrels as a soft-tip dart or a steel-tip dart. That way he doesn't have to have 2 different sets. And that's just great engineering, because that means you're comfortable whatever you're playing.
Yeah, I mean, the number of players we've seen who've actually made the switch and become top pros. I mean, Mensur Suljovic is the obvious candidate, the greatest German speaker or player from a German-speaking part of the world ever to play steel-tip darts. I mean, he's up to number 7 in the world now, Mensur Suljovic, major finalist at the European Championship last year. But, I mean, he was a guy who won world soft-tip titles before making the permanent switch to steel-tip.
Well, Ratajski's another one. He was a soft-tip player, and look at what he's doing now.
I mean,
however, Paul Lim's gone the other way.
Yeah.
World-class steel-tip player, creates a worldwide soft-tip league.
Yeah.
And now he's probably the greatest soft-tip player that's ever walked the earth.
140.
Certainly one of the richest. 140 for Allenstein. Well, he'll take a ton now.
60.
Has to settle for 60, but still in with a very good chance of re-establishing that 2-leg advantage. Horvat just not really got going. In fact, the averages have dipped from that opening salvo that Allenstein threw at his fellow German. 20 for tops. Looks a good guide.
60.
Not able to find double top. Horvat could get a dart at the ball, could get a dart at double 5. Might not get a dart at anything at all for this leg. And it's the latter.
44.
Not to be in this occasion. They're the kind of shots that he was taking out last September in Riesa. He really was. Double 10. It's 2 5s now for Robert Allenstein. Dragutin Horvat is coming back to the board. This one shot could change the entire complexity of this match. Got to go single 18. There was a little wobble in that dart when it hit the board. He can't gamble on this. And he gambled. It was the wrong thing to do. He knows it now. You go high on the 18, guarantee the bull shot, and he gets nothing.
And, you know, if you go high on the 18, you've still got a chance of sneaking the double, and you've got double 60. See, some players purposefully go that route. Oh, Robert Allenstein. This leg is absolutely, it's driving a wrecking ball through the averages. And more importantly for Allenstein, he's in danger of seeing Horvat pull things back to 3 apiece, and that's what happened. And he spreads his arms wide. It has been a slog, that leg, but ultimately it could prove to be the most important one of this match.
Well, both guys having a well-deserved glass of water, and the face on Allenstein. He is giving himself a right telling off.
78.
Sometimes you do find that the guys who don't play Euro Tour every week, there is a little lull in their game, and that was the lull
93.
for both players, really. So
Well,
it's 3-3, and now it's basically first to 3 now.
It's the stuff that separates the men from the boys, isn't it? It's the
59.
consistency, the ability. They can all, everybody can throw 15 darts and 14 darters and 12s and 11s. We all know these guys are capable of doing that. It's doing that and then following up with another one, and then
134.
following up with another 15 and a 14 and a 15, and ending up with that 100 average, which is the benchmark which all these guys
45.
are aiming for. Of course, you love darts. You're in the right place.
I think the best example of someone who has excelled at stop.
108.
As we look at a great 180 from Allenstein to leave 94 after 9, that's a better leg. The best person that I've seen in the last 2 years who's starting to make darts look easier at that standard is Joe Cullen, who joins us tomorrow.
Yeah, Joe's
54.
been practicing with Devon Peterson, his good mate, who's going to round off the evening in the final match of the night against Richard North. Robert Allenstein giving himself a chance to break straight back. A much better leg. And it's exactly what we're talking about. We've had an absolute horror show of a leg, that 6th one, which Horvat managed to nick. Allenstein has hit back straight away. He's left tops after 12 darts. You know, you take out a 13 darter, keep doing that, you're in for a big average. For the 177 to leave double 1 for Horvat, you hilarious
On the
man.
7th leg, Robert Allenstein.
Matters not.
8th leg is Robert
Matters not
Allenstein
indeed.
first. Game on.
And it cast my mind back to September. There were some curious things done as far as counting are concerned with Mr. Horvat. And that was another great one. Quite frankly, we love that.
85.
I mean, I love it. I mean, it's a ridiculous thing to do, but I love it.
85.
In the end, it didn't really matter. I mean, I suppose he's also thinking, I can create a bit of noise in here. It's not a 180. This might be. Oh, no, he's switching down.
141.
Very smart indeed from Allenstein. He saw there was a little wobble on the second dart. It was precarious and quite the opposite to what
140.
Horvat did with the 18 a couple of legs ago. He didn't gamble, wasn't silly, went downstairs. I think
65.
Robert Allenstein is a very good player, and I think he's got genuine potential.
100.
Well, a ton isn't enough to get to a finish. Allenstein's got 6 darts to see this off, and that is a perfect one. Oh, wonderful. 180 for Allenstein. It leaves him double 15, but it matters not once again.
185.
now.
Robert, you require 30.
That's the problem.
Nice score.
That's another problem I hadn't anticipated.
51.
Well, we've seen some strange old things in the last couple of legs. Double 10 for Horvat.
41.
Oh, 2 darts missed. And
you
was
require
that
30.
a chance that Horvat could not afford to spurn?
What's he going to do this time? Is he going to go straight for it? Of course he is.
Then he splits it.
Gets on
And then he
eighth leg.
hits the
Robert
double.
Allenstein.
There's the volcano
Like
nickname we were talking
Game
about.
on.
The eruption has happened. It's taken us 8 legs, but it was worth it, wasn't it?
I'm just trying to dissect this, Dan Dawson.
140.
He has 30 points left. He goes straight for double 15.
Yep.
Hits it on the outside.
Yep.
Doesn't block it.
Yep.
Then he splits it.
Yep.
And he hits it.
81.
So it was the right decision.
Yes. And I'm still puzzled.
The ends justify the means. Robert Machiavelli Allenstein finds himself 1 leg away from a place in the second round where he would meet Rob Cross, and he may be getting there in a hurry.
140.
Dragutin Horvat would have come into this as the favourite, a former quarter-finalist on the European Tour, a man who has played at Ali Pali on the world stage.
140.
But Allenstein, having only won once on the European Tour before now, could be about to knock out one of the top players
82.
in Germany.
161. $60.
What players would have used the bullseye last start, wouldn't
Yeah, I favour the bullseye there in this spot. But Allenstein has a real chance to put some pressure on this 101.
95.
That's not bad.
You require 101.
101. That leaves 41. That leaves tops.
81.
Allenstein has a visit where he could potentially win this match. All he needs is one treble. He's got
it.
one.
57 scored, 46 remain. It'll be the 10 or the 6 again. It's the 6 for tops. 103 check out, and there's the celebration from Robert Allenstein. He wins just the second game in his career on a Euro Tour stage. The German is through and will take on Rob Cross for a place in the last 16. There'll be no repeat run at a Euro Tour event from Dragutin Horvat. And look what that means to the Volcano. A 6-3 victory. Rob Cross awaits. We've got one more spot in the second round up for grabs. And it will see the top player from South Africa, the Spartan Devon Peterson, hoping it goes a little bit better than it did for the Spartan Christo Reyes earlier on, as he takes on the mouth of the South, Richard North.
So, aber auch nochmal einen Applaus für Dragutin Horvat. Für die beiden hat das Turnier ja bereits gestern begonnen in der Qualifikation. Und wollen mal hören, was Robert jetzt zu diesem Match sagt. Tolles Finish hinten raus. Robert, gratuliere. Da fällt eine Menge Last von den Schultern, oder?
Definitiv. Es war so ein schweres Spiel vom Kopf. Es ist schon was anderes, wenn du hier oben gegen einen Landsmann spielst.
Das wollte ich gerade fragen. Gab's doch gar nicht so oft ein deutsches Duell in Runde 1. Schwieriger oder leichter?
Vom Kopf her schwieriger. Aber da man sich kennt und man weiß ja, was der andere kann, ist es dann halt noch doppelt so schwieriger. Ne?
Rob Cross ist der Nächste, die 16 der Setzliste. Wenn man auf einen Gesetzten trifft, dann am liebsten gegen die Nummer 16, würde ich einfach mal sagen. Aber der Kerl spielt verdammt gut in diesem Jahr.
Mir ist das egal. Ich bin jetzt in der zweiten Runde, ich kenne das Gefühl und für mich ist das einfach jetzt noch Bonus. Ich habe weiterhin nichts zu verlieren, ich genieße es hier rumzuspielen und es ist einfach toll, vor diesem Publikum zu spielen. Das war einfach nur fair.
Hast du eine Lehre aus dem letzten Mal, zweite Runde, ich glaube damals gegen Joe Cullen verloren? Bist du zu nervös reingegangen oder hast du irgendeinen Fehler gemacht, den du morgen nicht mehr machen wirst?
Man weiß halt nicht, was morgen ist. Ne? Morgen ist ein anderer Tag, ein neuer Tag. Natürlich will man das besser machen. Klar, ich kenne das Gefühl, in der zweiten Runde hier zu stehen. Habe Haue bekommen. Ob ich nervöser bin, weiß ich nicht. Das werden wir morgen sehen.
Wir freuen uns auf morgen. Robert Allenstein, ihn sehen wir also morgen wieder im Match gegen Rob Cross. Das ist so eine der Überraschungen in diesem Jahr 2017. Hat auch auf der European Tour schon ganz schön gute Matches